In this example, we're trying to graph a logarithmic function. So let me bring it over here. Y equals log base 3 of x plus 3. Now, how do we generally graph a log? Well, what I would suggest first off is to just make an XY table, but specifically whatever makes the number that makes the inside of a log 0 is the vertical asymptote. So what number? Well, this is just 0. So for example, maybe another example would make it more clear. What if this was x plus 4 and then you had a plus 7 out there or whatever? Well, then that would mean negative 4, right? X negative 4 would make the inside 0, and that would be where your vertical asymptote is. So you get the idea. So whatever is inside, let me put it back the way it was. So whatever makes the inside, so in this case it's just straight 0. Whatever makes the inside 0, whatever the number that makes the inside of the log 0 is our vertical asymptote. So that means our vertical asymptote is 0. So I'll put 0 and I'll put VA, vertical asymptote. So that means right away we know the correct graph has a vertical asymptote at 0. So these two are not it, are they? This is, well, let me just write no and no. This is no and this is no, because the graph is not doing that. But here, this looks good. And so does this one. So it's one of these two, isn't it? See how the graph is hugging tight to the vertical asymptote right at x equals 0, right? This is right at x equals 0. This one's right at x equals 0. And the graphs are approaching those vertical asymptote lines. Whereas this graph, his vertical asymptote is way over at 3. And this one, same thing, way over at 3. That's not right. The vertical asymptote is 0. Okay, and where do we go from there? Well, then just go up by 1 and plug in. So I'm going to say y equals, so bring that down here, y equals log base 3 of 1 plus 3. Now, to do this on your calculator, remember this is important. This is the part that gets a lot of people. You have to make it into 2 logs. Well, where the base goes to the bottom, and then there's the plus 3. So you have to make it into 2 logs. Make it into 2 logs. Base is the bottom log, right? Because base means bottom. Like the base of a table is the bottom. So the base is the bottom log. So when you hit the buttons on your calculator for that, this whole thing becomes 0. So 0 plus 3 is 3. So that means the point over 1 up 3 should be on the true graph. Over 1 up 3. That one's working, over 1 up 3, but so's that one. They both have that point. So they're both still in the running. So we need to do one more point. How about we go to 2? So when you plug in 2, bring it over here, y equals, what was our equation? Log base 3 of x plus 3. And so if you plug in, I should do this a little differently. If you plug in x equals 2 right there, then you get log base 3 of 2 plus 3. And how do you figure that out? Remember, again, you make it 2 logs, and the base one goes to the bottom, like that. So 2 logs, base log to the bottom. That's how we figure those out in our calculator. So now I'm going to figure this out on my calculator right now. All right, plus 3. So I'm getting 3.63. And it goes on and on, some decimal. So make sure you can get that in your calculator. 3.63. So that means the point over 2 on the real graph is the point over 2 up 3.63. Let me get this out of the way. This is the 3 point. Is that right? Over 2, sorry, up 3.63. So that would be about right there. Over 2 up 3.63. And no way, that's no. How about this one? Let me move this over. 1, 3 is that point, and then over 3 up, oh, sorry, over 2 up, yeah, beautiful. That's perfect, isn't it? See that point? Over 2 up 3.6. That's hitting perfect, just like it should. So this is our graph. So that's how we graph a log. Just by using our calculator, we can crank out those values. There we go.